All right. What up? What up, people? What's going on? What's popping? What's the deal? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So, today we're going to be talking about how to understand, how to peep game. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to be teaching you guys how to peep game. All right, so what are we talking about here? When we talking about peep and game, what are we saying? What up, Apple Poop? Y'all dudes be having funny ass screen names, hilarious. But we're gonna be talking about peep and game, man. Before we get into all of that, make sure you guys get the book How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Click the link below. You can get the ebook or the hard copy. So make sure you guys get this book. All of you guys should have this book. What's up, people? Savage D Savage, Nez, D Jones, Chris Martinez, Kenwood Drive, 10G, Vershawn Hawkins, what's good, my dude? Mega Giants, BT Platinum, Franklin Gaines, Palos, everybody up in the building. So, before we get into all of the other stuff, make sure you guys click the link below this video to sign up for the 30-minute game sessions. Okay, so remember, the 30-minute game sessions is when you have a one-on-one coaching session with me. You get to ask me any questions, and we're gonna chop up game for a half an hour. But what I'm doing is for up until September 1st, so you got another few days. If you sign up for the 30-minute coaching sessions before September 1st, you get an hour. So instead of a half an hour, you get an hour. So you get a half an hour free. But this only goes up until September 1st, okay? So if you guys want to make that happen, make sure you do that, okay? So make sure you sign up, click that link below. So what's good, people? Club 6038, Savage D Savage. Excalibur said no hat today. Nah, I was like, fuck it, I got a haircut. I was like, let me just not wear the hats. You understand? Crazy. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about real quick, before people start calling in or whatever, just understanding how to peep game, right? And you said don't bring up looks. I know, right? It always comes up. But the thing is, when we talk about peeping game, all that means is understanding, what's happening in the game, understanding how to get things accomplished through game, understanding if people are running game on you. You understand all these different things. So the thing is, when you peep game, what happens is that you understand the world around you a little bit more. Gomes, what's going on? JR was good. So you understand the world a little bit, more around you. But see, in order for you to fully peep game, you have to put yourself in the game. See, a lot of times, a lot of you guys out there, whatever what you're doing is that you're halfway understanding the game, meaning, you might watch these videos, you might watch videos of other guys, walking up in the street, picking up girls and everything. But the thing is, you're only getting half of what you should be getting. The other half is you actually getting outside and you actually interacting with people, with women and all this other stuff, right? So the thing is that a lot of the stuff you're not going to peep because you're not in the game. You're not actually in the field. You're not doing anything as far as you going out and making it happen. You understand what I'm saying? So, you got to make sure that you're actually in the situation so you could peep out what's going on. Because what happens is that when you're in the situation, you start to learn more things. See, it's hard for you. This is the hardest part about teaching game, is that half of your education, and I would even say more than half a lot of times, is basically going to come from you experiencing things. It's going to come from your experience. So you have to go out there and experience shit in order to see what's really going on, right? Because you have to be able to understand, how you're going to be in the situation. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like, let's say if I'm teaching you karate, right? So I'm teaching you how to punch and do all of this shit. So we're in the karate class and you're sitting in your stance and you're punching and you're doing all of that stuff, right? So now as you're doing that, you're learning the ways to punch and kick and stand and doing all this other stuff, right? But if you actually get into a fight or real combat, right, what's going to happen is that there's other stuff you're going to learn that pertains to that punching and kicking that you learned just doing it in practice. So you're going to learn how it feels to get hit. You're going to learn how to actually block in a real situation, or how much more you need to step up your game in that area. You understand? So a lot of times you guys got to be in that situation. So, you know, crazy. But yeah, what's going on with you people out there? Roy Radish, you said you met a girl a few months ago but never really had a connection. You saw her last week and she suddenly gave you a hug. What did it mean? Not sure if it's BS. Look, see, and this is what we talk about with Peep and Game, man, right? A lot of times y'all look too much into situations that aren't really anything you need to look into. See, what you got to understand is you want to sort of know the complexities of the game, but also look at the game and try to break it down in its simplest form. Like you know those pickup artists dudes. A lot of what the pickup artists guys would do, like especially back in the day when, like, you know, Mystery was hot and big or whatever, you know, people still fuck with him and all that other stuff. But what they did was they sort of took what was simple and tried to break it down even more, you know. So it's sort of like they tried to find the complexities in the simple shit. You feel what I'm saying? So if you talking about, oh, there's some girl I met last month and she, you know, I saw her and then she gave me a hug, what does that mean, and all this other stuff. It's like, dude, what happened with, you know, you trying to holler at her when you saw her that last month? What was up with you trying to make something happen then? Why didn't you follow up? What's going on with that? Why is it a whole month passed by and now you see this girl again and now she's hugging you and now you're thinking about it? It's like you're wasting time. You feel what I'm saying? So you guys got to get out of that, like, thought process. You feel what I mean? Apple Poof he said to just fuck her. Exactly. Y'all be thinking about this shit too hard. You understand? And, you know, this is the thing right here, right? You got to really get in the game because you need to know a lot of times if you're wasting your time, if a chick's playing you, if she's, you know, on some bullshit. And this is why I come out with these videos, because I want to give you guys a little bit of insight so that you know before you even have to go through all this shit. You understand? Because, you know, a lot of dudes like myself and other guys who are coaches and guys who out there and make shit happen with these women, a lot of them had to learn, not necessarily on their own, but they had to fucking, you know, do a lot more trial and error. Jermaine Jones, the subject is understanding how to peep game, right? So they have to do more trial and error. So you guys are lucky where guys can go on YouTube and watch a whole bunch of videos that's telling you the things, that's telling you the specific things. So for example, a lot of guys, they hit me up and they're like, yo, you know, what's up with these girls, and how come this girl's acting this way? How come she's being flaky? How come she's being aloof? How come she's, you know, not really responding to my calls and all this other stuff, right? And, you know, I've told guys a million times, see, if you peep game, what you're going to understand is, and this again goes with you being in the game and being in the situation, is that if you peep game, what you're going to see is that girls are not necessarily consistent in what they say they're going to do and how they say they are. So girls are basically going to do and say what they feel they need to do at any specific given moment, which means they're going to act differently towards different guys. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm going to get into that a little bit more. Let me get this call real quick. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
Yo, this is Tony. What's up, Mr. Locario?
What's going on, bro? What's up with you?
Hey, we spoke about, like, probably like a month ago or two.
Okay,
remember about the white girl, pretty eyes, and we met on the bus, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, and then you say you
Tony.
tried to make something happen, and it was like you was taking too long. You were stalling.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said I was going with her plan. Blah blah blah.
Right. So what's up with you now, though?
Yeah, I just want to tell you, like right after talking to you, like a few days later, I just cut it off with her. You know,
Okay.
She pretty much was like, you know, I called her and she was like, you know, oh, what's this about? And she was like, oh, her anxiety is kicking in, because I told her, yo, I got to call you and we got to talk. And she said her anxiety started kicking in. And she's like, oh, so is this about you not wanting to chat up with me no more? And I'm like, no, you know, like, it's nothing. But it was really about that, just to tell her, confront, like, yo, I'm not feeling you no more because you're playing too much games with the flaking and blah, blah, blah. So that I just wanted to give you an update about that.
Okay, so you basically charge it to the game. So it's a wrap. It's a wrap with this shit.
Yeah, I charged it to the game.
Okay.
But okay, so the new thing is, I just want you to touch up a little bit more about carrying cards, because I got a thing where, you know, I got 400% confidence, and when I come and talk to a woman, I have no problem. And I get to the point in the ending part where, you know, I came up with a suggestion, a solution to this. Is I'm gonna give the girl my phone so she could put her phone number in my phone, because I have a thing where when I pull out my phone out of my pocket and I'm putting their number in, I start to get a little nervous and I start to shake up a bit, and I don't really know what the fuck is going on.
So wait,
and she's just waiting for me to put her number in.
So you say you get nervous? Hold on. So you say you get nervous when
my hands start shaking when I'm like trying to like scroll and try to put her phone number in. You know, I don't know what's that.
Well, that's just because you have a lot of anxiety when it comes to dealing with women. You understand? And so what you have to, and this is what we talk about today, where this is what peeping game means. This is the title of the show, Understand How to Peep Game. When you're peeping game, you also have to self-assess yourself. So what it is that at this point, you're still not comfortable dealing or interacting with women, because you have this anxiety of wanting things to work out, to go a certain way. It has to probably be perfect. So now when you're getting a girl's information, you're nervous that even probably at that moment she's going to change her mind, or she's going to say something weird, or she's going to reject you when you call her. So you have to make getting her information or getting a number a regular everyday thing. You understand? Like it's nothing. You see what I mean?
Yeah, and it's been a few weeks till I hit up a girl, and that was it. When that anxiety started kicking in, my hands started shaking while I was pulling out my phone. I was like,
"Oh my
damn,
God! See,
what the hell is going on with me?"
See, you got to get out of that stuff, man. And you know, the thing is it's not gonna. You got to just start getting used to closing a deal. You understand? And getting chicks' numbers, or even giving them your number. You understand? Because just like you were saying, if you carrying cards, right? All you got to do is give the girl your card and tell her to hit you up. You understand what I'm saying? And see, this is hard for guys to believe, because guys don't think that women are going to call them. Y'all don't think that. Y'all haven't really. And see, again, this is what we talk about peeping game, is that you have to put yourself in situations so that you can actually see it for yourself. This is the problem with game a lot of times, is that I could tell you all day, yo, give girls your number, they'll call you. And until you do it and until you see it work, you probably won't believe me. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing is, you have to push yourself to actually do it so that you can see it actually happen. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is that a lot of times, and I'll give you guys, because I talked about this before, but I'll give you guys some more tips on, you know, giving girls your number and whatever. So when you give a girl your number, because it don't even necessarily got to be a card you're giving her, you understand? But that's just the easiest way. If you have a card with your name and your phone number, you can even have, like, if you have like your Instagram name on it, you could put all that shit if you want to. But make sure it has your name and your number on it. So when you're giving a girl your number, what you got to understand is that you're giving her instructions on what to do with the number. You understand? So you don't just give a girl your number and say, here's my number, and then keep it moving. You understand? You have to still give her instructions on what to do with the number. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you're obviously telling her to call you, right? But you still have to say, hey, listen, here's my phone number. What you could say, hey, when are you free? You understand? When you work or whatever, like what time are you free and all this other stuff. She'd be like, oh, I usually get off of work at 6. Okay, listen, here's my phone number. Give me a call tomorrow at 6:30, or text me tomorrow at 6:30. You understand what I'm saying? And then after that, she'll hit you up at 6:30 or whatever it is. Then you take it from there. You see what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. So you ain't even got to worry if you're doing it that way. You ain't even got to worry about putting the girl's number in your phone. Just keep giving more chicks your information. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you do,
and, that's some good advice right there.
But real quick, but if you do,
there's one thing
but look, this is what I want to tell you real quick. But this is what I'm telling you. If you do put your number or get a girl's number and put it in your phone, right? You have to do this enough to where you stop shaking and you stop making it an issue. Because right now you still might be shaking for the next 2 or 3 times you do it. But you got to keep doing it until the shaking stops. That's just how it is. So you got to get yourself used to actually interacting with a chick that way. You feel what I'm saying? But go ahead. What you was gonna say?
Yeah. That's some good advice, like you said. But there's one other thing too. Like I was at the gym, right? And I approached this one Asian thing, right? She was real thick. Like I never really meet Asian girls real thick, And I approached her, no hesitating or nothing. And I told her my name, whatever, and she told me her name. And I got straight to the point. And I told her, like, yo, like, you trying to hook up or whatever? What you think? And she gave me the answer, like, she smiled and she was feeling me, whatever. But she gave me the answer, like, yeah, maybe. And then afterwards, after she said maybe, she's like, okay, why don't you put your number in my phone? And then I already knew, like, it was going to happen probably the next day or the next week or whatever. But after she got my number, it's been like 2 weeks. I haven't heard from her. Right. So what should I think of, like, when girls you trying to hook up with, they say maybe, but they still get your number or whatever, and nothing really goes down. Is it like a waiting game or now, or is it just like I lost hope, I gotta lose hope and just keep it moving?
Well, again, this is what I was saying earlier, is that when no matter what you're doing with a chick, you still got to give her instructions, period. You understand what I'm saying? Because she's telling you, she said to you, hey, put your number in my phone, right? That's what she said to you, right?
Yeah.
So you put your number in her phone, right? So she said, you was like, let's hook up. And then she's like, maybe. She's like, put your number in my phone, right? So she's basically giving you instructions. But the thing is that even though she's telling you to put the number in the phone, you still got to tell her, okay, cool, listen, I'm going to put my number in your phone, but I'm going to need you to call me at this time on this day. You understand what I'm saying?
My problem was, Locario, I told her, hey, just make sure you text me, but I didn't give her the exact time.
Specifics. That's what I'm saying. You got
all right.
You gotta be specific.
Now she's just taking her time.
You gotta be specific. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta be specific with a chick. So you say, listen, here's my number. Call me at 6:30 on Monday. Call me at 5:30 on Friday, whatever. Call me at this time. You see what I'm saying? Because the thing is that you have to get them in the mode of understanding that they have to follow you. Do you see what I'm saying? Because when you're telling a girl, hey, look, I'm giving you this thing to do, right? If she's feeling you, she's going to do that based off of the fact that she actually wants you to like her. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, all you're doing when you're giving her instructions is that you're giving her something to do to prove to you how down she is. You see what I'm saying? So if she does not follow those instructions, right, that's basically her saying, well, I'm not really trying to fuck with you like that. Because I said this a million times. When a chick is feeling you or she actually wants to make something happen, she tries to make shit easy for you. You understand? Or I should say, she's trying to get at you in a way where she's trying to she's being cooperative so that everything can run smoothly. So if a woman comes up to you, if you come up to a woman and you're talking to her and you say, hey, listen, here's my number, give me a call at this day or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And she actually likes you, she's going to want to see you, so therefore she's going to hit you up. You understand? If she's sort of like wishy-washy, or she's not really, she's like whatever about it, she might call you, she might not. But if she's just an attention whore, or she's just like playing games or whatever, she's just not going to call you. You understand? But the point is that you've already done your part of the situation, which was to get her your information and give her the actual instructions on what to do. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and there's other like things you can do within that realm of things. I've talked about this before, and I talked about this on the Bad Boy membership, which is why you guys need to get badboymembership.com. But anyway, there's other things you can do in that situation to sort of, get her thinking in a way where it's a little bit more where she'll actually follow through. So, for example, I always talk about calling out the flakiness. So, for example, this is how you would do it if you're calling out flakiness. So, I talk to a girl and I say, hey, listen, here's my card. When are you free? She's like, oh, I'm usually free on the weekends. Okay, listen, Saturday at 4:30, I want you to give me a call, right? And now I'm giving her my card to give me the call, so that she can give me a call, right? So as I'm giving her the card, I say, hey, wait a second, like let me pull out a card right now so we could demonstrate it. Let me see if I have any cards on me. Let me see if I have any cards on me. Well, this isn't my card, but I'm gonna just use this card as an example, right? So say this is my card, right? So I'm like, yeah, give me a call on Saturday. Here's my card, right? So as I'm giving her the card, right, she's about to take it, and then I say, wait a second, are you one of those flaky girls? Because if you're one of those flaky girls, don't even take my card, okay? And of course, even if a chick is the type of chick who flakes a lot, or she's known to be flaky, she's going to say, no, I'm not flaky. You understand? Most of 9 times out of 10, she's going to be like, no, I'm not. You understand? So now, not only is she supposed to call you, but also she has to make sure that she's being consistent with her identity that she just gave you. You understand? So if she's really feeling you and she already told you she's not a flaky chick, most likely she's going to hit you up. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things you can compile on top of the situation to make it stronger. Do you see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's really about the instructions. There has to be some sort of instructions that you're giving the girl so that it can be something she needs to follow. Is that simple? You see what I mean?
I see what you mean.
That's
one more thing, Mr. Locario. One more thing. But we go to the same gym, and say she doesn't still hit me up because I'm about to hit the gym like tomorrow or whatever, and I see her at the gym, but she never hit me up since the time I gave her my number.
Right.
What should I do? Should I just walk past her and I say hello, or should I, say hello, get the conversation starting over, or mention, hey, you haven't hit me up? What should I do? Just keep it like what, casual?
Yeah. Well, first of all, don't mention her not hitting you up. You understand? Okay. Now, this is what you gotta do. Only do specifically, like for example, because this is what I wanted, because there's a lot of situations where guys get into situations where you're going to see a girl periodically that you try to make something happen with, right? All you need to do is if you see her, you can say, hey, what's up? How you doing? But all you're doing is you're talking to her on a regular basis. You don't mention anything about getting together. You don't mention anything about her, why she didn't call you. You don't mention anything about, her messing with other guys. None of that shit. It's almost like this. You pretend she's in the friend zone. Like you put her in the friend zone. You understand what I'm saying? So it's almost like this. You see the girl, you're like, yo, what's up? How you been? Oh, what you been up to this week? Oh, cool. That's cool. Well, listen, I got to go get this workout. I'll holler at you later. That's it. You understand? Real casual, real it's like almost like the shit never happened. You understand? Because this is the thing. If you address it, or you seem like you're hurt about it, or you're mad about the shit, that's not gonna work anyway, because now all that's gonna do is give her an ego boost. You understand? If it seems like you're trying to avoid her, do you understand what I'm saying? Then that's also gonna give her an ego boost, because now she knows that what she's doing or what she did affected you. You understand? But if you approach her on some, yo, what's good? I'm chilling. blah blah blah. Matter of fact, you even might just talk to some other chick, you know, in front of her, or whatever. You're basically showing her that none of that shit fazed you. And then usually that's the thing that gets the chicks to want to come back at you, because she's wondering, why is this guy, why does he not care? Did he never not care? Does he really like me? Does he not like me? Does he, like, what's going on? He gave me his number. I know I didn't call him, but he's just acting like it's nothing. So what does that mean? So now she's thinking about it. So if she has any sort of interest in you, she's thinking about why you're not fucking with her. Because you got to understand is this. The reason why these girls won't call you sometimes is because they're dealing with other guys. So a lot of times
that's what I'm thinking.
Right,
you know
right.
What
so
I mean? You gotta be another dude with the picture.
Right. So this is what it is. And usually they are dealing with other guys. Chicks is usually dealing with multiple dudes at a time. So what women always love to have, they always love to have backup dudes, right? So if she sees that you're sort of still hung up on her, or she sees that you're sort of like, oh, like, why she didn't call me, and blah, blah, blah. If she sees that you're in that type of zone, then she knows she has you as a backup. You understand what I'm saying? So if she knows she has you as a backup, what that does is that makes her sort of just be sort of like lax or lazy when it comes to interacting with you or dealing with you. Just like, whatever, I can call this guy anytime and he'll fuck with me. You understand what I'm saying? But if you deal with the chick in the sense where you see her, you engage with her, but the engagement has nothing to do with you being interested in her, then what it does is like, oh shit, I don't have this guy anymore. I think I lost him. I think I lost him as that backup. You understand? So if she has any interest in you, what she's going to do is she's going to try to come back at you and try to get at you again. Now, if a girl does that and you see that she's getting back at you again, right? What you do is that you don't necessarily just like, you know, just take her back like, oh girl, I'm so glad you hit me up because I was thinking about last week and I don't know why you don't do none of that shit. You feel what I'm saying? You don't do none of that shit.
Nah, that ain't me, bro.
Right. Now, in this situation, when a chick is doing this, right? And this is key, guys. You got to listen to this, right? So if she's trying to come back at you, in this situation, she's trying to come back at you, what you need to do is you need to make sure that when you deal with her, it's nothing but hooking up, period. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing but hooking up, period. No dates, no getting a drink, nothing. Either come to my house or I'm going to your house. Period. You understand? So if she comes up to you and she says, hey, what's up? And I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. I know I called you, or I know I was supposed to call you, but this happened and that happened. We should get together later. But okay, cool. I might be free Saturday, so you should come by to the crib. We could order some food, watch some Netflix or whatever. Right now, if she's not down to do that, then don't fuck with her. But usually what's going to happen is, since she wants you back, on her side or as a guy who's an option, right? A lot of times what'll happen is that she will sort of comply with that situation because she wants to get you back hooked onto her shit. You feel what I'm saying? So, but what you got to do is you got to make sure that you understand at this point specifically, it's all fucking smashing and sex and all this other stuff. But like my dude in the chat room he's saying that you stuck on this one chick. You understand? So he's basically saying you need to step up that game, bro.
I ain't really stuck on one chick, but she's like, from every girl I hit up so far, she my best one. You know what I mean? Out of the whole collection, she my best one so far. And to be honest with you, ever since I hit her up like 2 weeks ago, I haven't, tried to hit up any other girl.
But see, and that's the problem.
Every day I should be hitting up at least 10,
That's the problem. See, you got to get out that mindset of, oh, she's my best chick. See, a girl, you got to understand this, and this is we're talking about peep and game. A girl has to prove that she's the best chick. You understand what I'm saying? She has to prove that. A girl being your best chick or the chick you think is the best out of that's not just because she's cute. You understand what I'm saying? That's not just because she got a fatty. Right? In fact, she's probably the worst chick you dealing with or you talking to because she's not being responsive. You understand what I'm saying? She's not. She's being aloof. She's not. So you gotta always look at the game like this, where, and this is usually why you have the issue with her or with girls like this in general, is because you're putting them on a pedestal. A lot of stuff that you do is like a subconscious thing. You're sub-communicating certain things. So she sees, or she probably knows how much you feel in her. You understand? She sees and she knows how much you're into her, which is why she's like, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta understand something about women. Women love to be able to chase a man. Women love to be able to want to get at the guy. You understand what I'm saying? She wants to wonder, the guys women like the most are the guys that they think, they might not get, or the guys they think aren't into them that much, because they want to prove something. They want to get at them. You understand? A guy who she knows she can get, he just goes into the category of the backups. Or I'll holler at him when the dude I really want to get at is busy or is not fucking with me or whatever it is. You see what I mean? So the thing is, don't think about her as the best girl or whatever. Consistently always talk to new women, hit up the other girls you're dealing with all at the same time. Do not sit there and try to get at one girl and be calling her the next week and then seeing what's happening with her a week later and then leaving all the other girls on the back burner. Now, you got to rotate all the girls simultaneously at the same time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't be out here like, wasting time just chilling, hitting up a girl and waiting a week and then hitting her back up. Nah, you gotta be hitting up consistently. It's like this. You know what I used to do? I remember I would go on my phone, right? This is what I would do. Like, it would be like, let's say like a Friday night or a Saturday night, right? I would send a mass text or the same text to maybe like 10 or 15 girls at a time. You understand? And it would just be on some, hey, what's up? What you doing tonight? Type of joint. So I would leave it sort of open because I'm trying to see who's going to get back to me, who's free. You understand? So then let's say I send a text to like 15 girls, maybe 5 to 7 of them will get back to me. You understand? Then I'm texting all 5 to 7. I'm like, so, what are you doing? What are you up to tonight? What's going on with you? And then let's say 3 out of those 7 are like, oh, I'm not sure. I might be doing this. I might be doing that. So now those 3 are kind of like on the side. Now I got the other 4. You understand? So out of those 4, I could end up seeing 2 of them in that same day if I wanted to. You see what I mean? But it all came from me doing it all at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So you got to always cast that wide net. And what it does is that it doesn't, you see, this is the funny part about the game. Your desirability as a man to these women usually comes from how valuable you think you are, and also and also like sort of like the interactions you have with these women sort of gives you this feeling of like, I don't need any one of y'all because there's so many. I have the abundance mentality. Like your mentality and your value combined makes you attractive to the women. You see what I'm saying? So by definition, you just sort of sitting there trying to talk to one girl or chasing one girl. That's one showing her that you don't value your time and your energy. That's you telling yourself you don't value your time and energy.
I exactly know what you're talking about.
You see what I'm saying?
I value myself. I got it. Yo, I have bitches write me up letters apologizing for what they've done to me in the past. I know. You know what I mean? But it's just, some bitches, they get to me like.
That's because, see, you got that. You got that. What they call that? They call that oneitis. That's what you got.
I'd be like, huh?
I said that's something they call oneitis. You ever heard of oneitis?
Nah.
So oneitis is sort of when you you think that this one girl is like the end all be all. She's the one. She's special. She's different than all the other girls. She's not like all those other chicks. I really like her because she's, what I'm saying? You have that thought process when it comes to these women. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I was telling you earlier is that a chick should never be seen as special to you on an emotional level. It should only be special on a practical level. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, you're looking at women as special on an emotional level, meaning, oh, I feel things with her, and I feel these things, and I feel like, and that's cool if you want to feel a certain thing about a chick and you like her, whatever. But don't mistake that as special, because then what you do is you put her on a pedestal for superficial things that don't really mean nothing, right? But a chick is more special in a practical way, meaning, okay, what has this girl done for me? What has she done to benefit me in my life? You understand what I'm saying? What has she done specifically? Like, you know, is she giving me sex when I want to have sex with her? Is she cooperating? Is she cooking me? Is she fixing me a sandwich? Is she helping me run errands? Is she like, what is she doing specifically? Now, this is what I'm saying. If she is doing those things specifically, right? If she's doing those things specifically, right? That means that you could say that she's more of a special chick because she's actually bringing something to the table. She's actually benefiting you in a certain way. So that's more on a practical level. It's almost like I can look up your spreadsheet or resume, you feel what I'm saying, and see what she's done and what she had, right, and what she's been doing, and say this girl actually did some shit. Now, if you got another girl who you just think she got a fatty and she cute and she gives some nice head or whatever, it's like, okay, well, yeah, that's cool, but it's not really, now you're looking at her as special on just this emotional level, which that's when you get caught up in the oneitis. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Okay, I got
you. Know what I mean? So that's what it is. So don't get caught up in that. Do not get caught up in that.
I ain't gonna fall for that.
Don't get caught. That's what I'm saying. So all you need to do, this is what all you need to do. All you need to do is this. Talk to more chicks. Talk to them all simultaneously, meaning, see, this is what dudes do. Guys get in a resting period. You understand? And what I mean is that you talk to a girl, and what you do is that you, like, let's say, for example, you go out to see a chick today, right? And or you meet a girl at a bar, and y'all talking. She's cooperating. She's making out with you, right? She gives you her number. Y'all exchange numbers. Now, what you're doing now is you're like, oh shit, I just met this bad chick. Yesterday or the other day we was at the bar. We was kissing everything. Okay, I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna text her, and then you text her back and forth. Y'all maybe and you set up a date. Y'all doing all this other stuff. But you've been doing that for the past 3 or 4 days, and you've only been doing that with that girl. So what you've done is you've neglected every other thing going on. You neglected the other chick that you saw down the street you wanted to talk to, the other girl online that you were supposed to hit up again, that other girl from your school you was trying to holler at. You put all of them to the side because of this new chick, because you thought that this was something special. You thought this was getting to somewhere, and then what happens is that girl flakes on you or she ghosts you, and you're like, shit, what the fuck? You see what I'm saying? And that's because you had her get you off your game with the shit she was doing literally at that moment. You see what I'm saying? And this is why I tell guys is that you don't really necessarily judge a chick as special or any type of chick that you would see as reputable or something until later once she's proving herself over time. If a chick proves herself over time, then let's say that you got a fuck buddy you've been with for like a year, and she come through, y'all have good sex, and she's benefiting you in a way where she's consistent sex. You understand what I'm saying? So if all she's giving you is sex, at least she's consistent, and at least she is cooperative. You see what I'm saying? And she's done it for a long period of time. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Locario.
Yeah, man.
I was just asking one thing. There's not another question, but it's kind of a question. But are you ever going to touch up on a video? Because I seen a video of the old dude you be talking to. What's his name? Steve? The bald head dude?
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah.
Steve the D.
He talked about women wearing fake wedding rings just to separate dudes in... Like the dudes that just want to smash, and the dudes that want to commit.
What?
Like, are you ever gonna make a video about that? Like women wearing like fake wedding rings?
Yeah. I'm gonna do
They're like
something.
married or whatever.
Yeah, I'll do something on that in a little while. You know what I mean? I'll do something on that.
Yeah, because I want to hear your intake about that.
Definitely, I'll definitely do that. But yo, let me take a little bit more of these callers, and I'll holler at you later, bro. All right.
All right, thank you, Mr. Locario.
Peace. Later. All right. So the calling number, people, is 646-481-3901. Let me try to put that in the chat room. For some reason, I be trying to type the shit in and it don't type. What's going on? Who's this? What's popping?
What's good, Mr. Locario?
I'm chilling. Who's this?
My name is Wesley. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
That's what's up. What's going on? Brooklyn in the house.
So, man, I'm all right.
Yeah,
man. I just want to thank you at first, for your advice. It's been really helpful lately.
Appreciate it.
I've been doing my thing. And I just want to touch up on something about the online dating. I'm telling you that advice you gave about, just schedule a date.
Right.
And that's it. I swear that's been the most helpful advice. Cause
yeah, you gotta get to the point,
Other guys, and when shit don't go their way, they just hop on there, just attention whore basically.
Right.
And if you try to put your feelings into it and you try to actually try to talk them in a sweet way, you're gonna get ghosted once that nigga comes right back in their lives. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So lately I've been doing that. Hey, how you doing? What's up? Chilling. And would you want to meet this day? They be like, okay, cool. That day come and they never hit me up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's like they want some attention whore shit, and I really don't like that.
Right.
But I had a question to ask you though. Because before I started listening to you, I used to talk to girls on Tinder and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's been really helpful my way. No, I think one good way I actually get girls to link up. Guys, y'all gotta try to invite them out for food. Be like, hey, you wanna grab something to eat? I swear, if people love food, I'll fuck at least like 8 girls from used to that shit. Like, hey, let's go grab something to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you tell a girl, let's go out. Let's go out and get something to eat. Like, let's say in the first, hour of talking. So I guess some of them start thinking that, oh yeah, he's moving way too fast. I'm a ghost. Well, what is your input on that?
As far as like telling the girl, let's get something to eat.
Yeah, no, like, oh, let's go get something to drink. Like, cause you say, oh, don't go further than just try to get something started. Hey, let's just go out and get something to eat or whatever. But some of the girls might say, okay, he's trying to move way too fast. We just started talking. No, I don't. I'm not trying to link right now. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, you're talking about like when they meet, like when you try. So you're trying to say like when you try to get them offline, and then they say,
right?
Oh, I need to get to know you more, and this and that, all that dumb shit. Right. See, this is the thing, and this is why I was talking about earlier today. We were talking about Peep and game is that. You have to see that again, and this is what I was talking about before the caller called up, was that women are going to act differently towards different guys. So, for example, I might be talking to a girl online, and I say, "Hey, let's get together," and I say, "Let's get together tonight or tomorrow." So she might be like, "Oh, but can we talk on here more because I want to get to know you?" You feel what I'm saying? Then that same girl, literally that same girl, can match with you on Tinder. And you be like, yo, let's get together tonight, and she'll come and see you that night. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not that a girl is saying that because that's how she is. She's saying that just strictly because it's you. So there's something that she's not feeling within you to be able to want to get together at that moment or quicker. So she's using the excuse of, let's get to know each other more on here. Let's talk more. I want to get more comfortable with you and all that other dumb shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because she's either not feeling you enough to that point, or she's not comfortable, and her desire for you isn't as strong as her uncomfortability for in your situation. You see what I'm saying? So in those situations, what I usually do is this. And what I say to a girl is, I say, okay, cool. Well, if you want to get to know, if she's like, oh, I want to get to know you more. I want to talk a little bit more. I say, cool. Well, here's my number. I text her the number, and I say, yo, hit me up right now, or hit me up, and then we'll talk. So if she does hit you up, if she does text you or call you, once she gives you or once you get her information, I mean, when she sends you your information or she texts you or whatever, you need to then set the date up at that moment. So, for example, a girl will be like, "Yo, I need to get to know you more. I want to talk a little bit more." Okay, cool. Here's my number. ... Text me right now. She texts me. I see the text on my phone. I say, "Oh, hey, what's up? Listen, so what are you doing on Saturday? Let's get together," right? So I go immediately into actually making it happen because now I got her number in my phone and we going based off the phone and not the Tinder. So we move from Tinder to phone and then we're gonna move from cut off real quick. But anyway, yeah, that's how you get that shit popping. All right, let's see who this is. What's going on? Who's this?
What's up, Locario? This is Jay from ATL. How you doing?
I'm chilling. What's going on with you?
Not much. I just had a few questions. So the first one I'm gonna start off with. Well, first I got a statement to make, and I just want to know your opinion on it.
Right.
So when I go out and I do game at night, I try to just put myself consistently in uncomfortable situations.
Right.
And I ain't gonna lie, this shit feels horrible. You see what I'm saying? Like for instance, maybe like, you see what I'm saying? Maybe 4 girls talking, I go up and try to get into that conversation.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Just different stuff to desensitize me, because I realized in my life, the only thing that ever helped me overcome a fear or some type of social paralysis is just attacking it, whatever it is, and to the point where I get desensitized.
Right.
And I heard you talking to another guy earlier about having multiple girls when you trying to reach out on Friday who trying to hang out.
Right.
Yeah, like from my experience, the more you do that, when one chick be like, "Nah, I can't hang out," you just get desensitized to that shit.
Oh yeah.
You just keep going to the next girl to the point where you don't even think about it, and it's like a growth process.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, real talk. Everything you talking right now is facts. Okay, because like this is what I'll be telling, because I like the fact that you actually put yourself in those uncomfortable situations, and I suggest guys do that too, where like, I would do that too sometimes. There'll be times where I go to a spot and I see some girls, it'll be like one of those booths or something, so they're all sitting around in the booth, and I would literally go up to the booth and try to squeeze myself into the booth with them, you understand, and start talking. You feel what I mean? Because they're just, in their thing, having a conversation, and I'll just get in there, start talking to them, chatting all of them up, getting all their names, and so what it does is that sometimes you'll do that, and certain girls will look at you like you're crazy, and then certain girls will just be receptive to it. But the point of it is to step out of your comfort zone so that you, like you said, desensitize yourself from that fear that you have, because the fear is just an illusion. You understand? That's all it is. You feel what I mean? So now you definitely right on that. You feel what I mean? So it's definitely good that you making that shit happen. You feel me? So But you said you got another question?
And I got another point. So yeah. So what I was gonna say, in addition to that, can you hear me?
What happened? Go ahead, you cutting out. What you said? You cutting out, bro. You good? You good? Okay, I hear you. Go ahead.
Oh no, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can hear me.
Damn, bro, you are cutting out like crazy.
I was saying, in addition to can you? Yeah, you can hear me now.
I can go. Go ahead. You good, bro? Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Also, I was saying, in addition to, you know how when you say, how when guys be afraid to approach sometimes because they be scared of the reaction.
Right.
So I'm getting over that part where, like, you see what I'm saying? Because you never know. Girls are rude. I hate when girls say guys are so rude and shit. Because I'll ask the girl how old she is, and her response may be, "I'm good." Like, how in the fuck is that the response to how old are you? You see what I'm saying? And, like, they give no fuck. They don't think twice about saying that shit. Even if a fat, ugly girl asks me my age, I'm going to still tell her my age.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But a girl just be so off-putting. But what I had dealt with this past weekend was the fact that, and I see this often, when you have what I consider, like, captain save-a-hole. Like, it be, like, guys that are trying to, like, I was trying to holler at this group of chicks, and this bouncer was trying to stop me from hollering at the chicks. So I asked the girl, I was like, "Is that your dude, or you saying that's somebody you know?" She was like, "Nah, we don't even really know him like that. We was just talking to him earlier." So he was just trying to block so hard. He was like about to try to kick me out the establishment, because I was trying to talk to them girls, and I was just like, "Damn, like that kid gets so strong, like the hate." Even like a guy might go out with his 2 female friends, and even though they not with him for real, he'll try to do whatever he can to prevent anything from popping off. So how do you deal with those situations or those?
Well, you gotta understand, man. That's part of the game. The hate and the jealousy. You gotta understand that is part of the game, and also too, you got a lot of dudes out here who are simps and who are manginas and white knights who don't understand women and don't understand attraction. So what they do is, they've been taught, or they hear from their, female friends or whatever, they hear all this stuff about, I hate walking in the street and all these guys try to approach me and all this other stuff. So those guys who are those, white knights and manginas and stuff, they hear that. So they think that women need saving. They think that, let me go and this girl is probably, she probably doesn't want him to talk to her. So let me go and hurry up and help her out and all this other stuff. So it's either that, or what it is that these dudes are so jealous that you're trying to holler that they're trying to basically block you. You feel what I'm saying? Because the thing is, even if a dude, see, it's almost like some man code type of shit, right? If I'm, because there've been times where I've been chilling and I've been around like certain women that I'm not really trying to holler at them. It could be women I'm doing business with or whatever, and we be at different spots. And dudes come and try to holler. I don't go up and try to block them. And if, in fact, I try to help the nigga out. You feel what I'm saying? So if he's there talking to this chick I know, I be telling the chick like, "Yo, this dude's cool as hell. Blah blah blah. Y'all should get together. Y'all should do something." And see, like I be trying to egg it on in his favor. You feel what I'm saying? But the thing is, you got too many dudes out here who don't understand the game and who are simps, and they think that they're doing something good. You understand? So you just got to understand that, that's just how the game goes with a lot of these dudes out here. They just don't understand what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? But the thing is, you just need to be able to bypass that without letting that throw you off guard. But just understand that that's just how it is. There's a lot of guys. I did a video about that a while ago called, I think it's still up on my page, called "Simping is Dangerous." And I was talking about where I was at a spot and some dude was with some chick that he knew, and he was like in the friend zone, and then the girl was, trying to choose up on me, and he got mad that I was trying to holler at the girl. It was just like some goofy shit. And so that happens sometimes where you just chilling doing your thing, and there's gonna be some cat out there that's gonna try to block you, gonna act like, you doing some motherfucking crazy shit. You feel what I'm saying? So, it's crazy, man. Shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Shit is crazy.
And it's crazy just like with the tenacity that they come with. Like the way they come, you would think that you was trying to hurt the girl or something.
Right.
Like it's crazy. A guy can see a girl getting her ass beat on the street and won't do shit. But if they see you trying to holler at a girl, they gonna jump in. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like a real dire situation.
Exactly.
Like, y'all to be kidding me. All right, the last question, Locario, before I let you go. Okay, basically, I've been trying to, because a lot of the chicks that I holler at, they usually been in my age range or probably like a couple of years younger. So I work at this job, right? And they got some older, good-looking chicks. So this lady, she probably like 44, 45. She nice. But I know she can tell from my demeanor that I'm a young dude and all I want to do is smash. I know she can tell because she wear these tight-ass spandex pants and she has a fat ass.
Right.
And I be looking at shit. So she gave me her number and I was texting her, you see what I'm saying? So she basically saying she just got to work. So I just wanted to kind of go in for the kill and be like, shit, I'm trying to hang out tonight. Let's goddamn link up.
Right.
Blase. Or should I kind of take it slow, or should I just go all in with the shit?
Nah, go all in. Don't ever be afraid to go all in. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly like my dude, Johnny in the chat room, he said go mode 1 all day. Shout out to my dude, Alan Roger Curry. Hell yeah, go mode 1 on her ass. To be like, listen, this is what I want to do, and let's get this popping. You understand what I'm saying? Like, don't be scared to do that shit. Because what you gotta understand is, women already know. Do you understand? And this is what I've been trying to say, the whole time, is that The only reason usually women have objections to a lot of shit is not because you know chicks will say some shit like, oh, why would you say that to me, and that's inappropriate, and that's disgusting, and that's not how you treat a lady, and yada yada yada. You see what I'm saying? They'll say that shit, but what they're really saying when they say that shit is, I don't want to have sex with you now, but I want you to stick around so I can still keep getting attention. And then maybe when I feel a certain way later, I'll have sex with you. But they can't just say that. You see what I mean? They have to sort of put some extras on it, like you did something wrong. No, it ain't nothing wrong with say, look, I'm interested in you. I want to have sex with you. Period. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what's good? So the thing is though, this is what happens, is that you trying to have sex with them, and the reason why they will come at you on some bullshit is because what you're doing is that you're directly attacking their gateway to being an attention whore. Because once you lay shit on the table, she either has to, you know, shit or get off the pot. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the reason why they deflect it a lot of times. It's because they want still time to fucking be on that attention whore. But if the chick is feeling you, she's gonna be like, all right, cool, let's make it happen. And that's what it's gonna be. You feel what I'm saying? I've had that done plenty of times. I remember one time I was on a date with this chick, and usually when I'm going on a date, I already have a plan of where I'm gonna go. So for some reason, like I knew I was supposed to meet this girl in the afternoon, but during the morning I was doing a whole bunch of shit. So I didn't think of the place I wanted to take her, because it was early. Usually I go to dates at night. So I said to her, well, once we met up, you understand? We met up in the city. And I was thinking like 5 minutes before she was getting it, she texted me, she's like, yo, I'm on my way, I'll be there in 5 minutes. I'm like, shit, I'm like, what the fuck are we gonna do? So when she get there, I say, I was like, listen, I ain't really planning on nothing, but you know, I know this hotel we could go to, you know, a few blocks down, we could get naked and have some fun. And so immediately she was like, okay, let's do it. Just like that. You feel what I'm saying? And I just literally let her know, like, yo, let's go fuck. You feel what I mean? So you can say that and let it be known, if she wants to do it, she's gonna make it happen. It's that easy. You feel what I mean? So yeah, holla at her.
Hell yeah.
Holla at her ass and see what could go down. You feel me?
Alright, cool.
Alright, bro. So I'm holla at you, man.
Alright, I'll update you next Friday, and I'll let you know what happened on next Friday.
Okay, cool. That's what's up, bro.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Locario.
Alright, peace.
Alright, have a good day. Alright.
Alright, man. You guys calling in like crazy. Hold on, let me alright. Who is this? What's popping? Oh damn, I just hung up on dude. My bad. You guys can call back up number 646-481-3901. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
Yeah, what's good, Mr. Cole? We got cut off earlier.
Okay, what's going on? Were you the one that was talking about the online shit?
Yeah.
Nah. All I was saying is this, is that if she wants to get off, if she wants to know more and talk more, tell her to call you. Once she calls you, then you set up the date. Is that simple. That's all you got to do. Because it's not about her wanting the attention, wanting to get to know you. It's about her trying to feel like either she's not comfortable in the situation yet and she has to get in her own mind that she's comfortable, or she's not feeling you that much and she wants to like still keep shit going. But your job is to just get her in front of you on a date. So all you need to do is just always constantly move the direction to you getting with her on that date. That's pretty much it. You feel what I'm saying? That is it, bro. So but listen, I got a few more calls coming. I gotta take a few more of these calls. All right.
No problem.
All right, bro. I'm out at you. Yeah, y'all are calling in like freaking crazy. I'm trying to get everybody in as much as I can before we get shit popping. Yeah, I think that's 201 calling in and somebody else, so you guys can call back. But anyway, yeah, man, you know, you guys gotta be in the game to peep the game. It's so serious. It's so serious because, you know, most of the stuff that I've learned came from me being actually in different situations, and also looking at my friends in real life, in real time, being in different situations and seeing mistakes other people were making while they're in the game. You see what I mean? Like, I'm peeping the game. I'm seeing what's going on. I'm looking for those patterns. I'm seeing all these things that's happening. You see what I mean? And so, this is why not only myself, but other people who coach or whatever are able to let you know, like, look, this is what goes down. You feel me? Oh, this shit is going slow as hell. Hold on. My Skype is acting crazy. Okay, here we go. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
Yeah, this is Jason from Ohio.
What's going on, bro?
Not much. I had a question about the 30-minute sessions you have.
Yeah.
Like, if you sign up for in August, you get the extra 30 minutes, right?
Right. So before September 1st, you sign up for the 30-minute coaching session for the game sessions, you get an extra half an hour on top of your first half an hour. So it's basically going to be an hour-long joint. You feel what I'm saying? But it's only up until September 1st, though.
It's like, is there a way you can have it so 2 sessions, 2 30-minute sessions?
Yeah, we can do that too. If you want to do that, we can split it up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll probably do that.
But yeah, just email me hit me up at askmrlocario@gmail. Just email me and then we could chop it up there. You feel what I'm saying? And we'll get it popping.
All right, then.
All right, man.
All right,
all right, peace. But yeah, if you guys sign up for the 30-minute coaching sessions, 30-minute game sessions, and remember, it's gonna be recorded privately, and you get to keep the recording. So the recording is for you. It's not gonna be on social media. It's not gonna be live. None of that shit. So if you have specific questions that because sometimes you might not want to say shit on the air. You might be going through some shit or whatever, and so you want some advice on that. You feel me? So Nez, call up. What's your phone number, Nez? I'm gonna wait for you. Call up right now, Nez. Call up right now. 646-481-3901. Why is this thing not making me type on this shit? Hold on, let me see something. 646. This thing is bugging out. It's not making me type the number. But anyway, the number is 646-481-3901. Nez, call up. You feel me? Let me know what's good. Let me know what's good up in this place. Got a lot of people up in here. We got Nut War TV in the building. Shout out to Nut War TV. Who else we got up in the building? Shout out to my dude O'Johnny. Sean Steed. You say you 37 with no kids, your pull-out game is ridiculous. I feel you, bro. I feel the same way. My pull-out game is crazy because I ain't trying to fuck around out in these streets. Oh, man. 2017 business, what's going on? So, when you're talking about fucking, I'll be eating these grapes and shit. These things are delicious. All right, let me see who's calling. Yo, what's poppin'? Who's calling?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's John calling out of DC.
What's up with you? What's going on with you?
Okay, man. I had a little situation earlier, man. I feel like I dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? I was riding around, and I had seen a little shorty on the, on the side. I scooped her up, told her to get in, and I was ready right then and there. You know what I'm saying? And she had pretty much like. You know what I'm saying? We would just like touch on each other. And I told her, man, look, man, go ahead and get me out the way real quick. I'm trying to get some head. You know what I'm saying? She like backed off and was like, well, nah, let's just chill for a minute. And my whole demeanor just changed. So I want to know if it was even worth it to like still kind of like keep her around. She had eventually got out because I told her, well, look, man, don't even let me slow you down. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously she wasn't going to do what I want her to do.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? She just got out. But, would it have been... I didn't get her number either, you know what I'm saying? I didn't give her mine, so I'm just thinking, like, would it have even been worth it for me to even, like, try to have kept in touch with her or gave her that option, you know what I'm saying, since she wasn't cooperating with me off the jump. And also, do you think maybe I was being a little bit too hungry?
And wait, and where did you meet this chick? How you know this girl?
Man, I don't know her. I was riding and she was just walking.
Oh, so it was just like
pulled over and I
so it was just like you literally just pulled over and was like, get in the car, and she got in.
I mean, I told her, you know what I'm saying, she cute, you know what I'm saying, and yeah, I said, man, look, let's go to somewhere a little more private, you know what I'm saying, and let's just get to know each other.
Right. And then so you was like, were you kissing in the car with her or anything? Like, what was going on when she got in the car?
Hello?
So what happened? You were kissing? Nothing? What was going on with that?
Hello? Oh no,
now go ahead.
No, I definitely ain't kissing her, man. You know what I'm saying? She had a little dress on. She had a little dress on, nipples poking and shit. So I made a comment like, man, you know what I'm saying? Your nipples like headlights. You know what I'm saying? She get the cracking up, laughing.
Right.
She said, yeah, they always stay like that. And woo. So I'm thinking she giving me some play. You know. And then when I went in for the kill, you know, she basically was like, well, I don't know. See, the whole thing, I wasn't trying to take her to my house.
Right.
I didn't really have nowhere else to go, so I was trying to get it out the way in the whip.
Right. Well, this is the thing. She, you know, she seemed like, you know, she's just one of them hoes that don't know she a hoe. You know what I'm saying? She's just confused and shit. So I wouldn't even bother with, you know, I'd say, look, the fact that you rolled up on her, said come through, she came through, she seemed like she's cooperating, and then all of a sudden she's, you know, trying to be on some other shit. You know what I mean? So what happens is that sometimes when you deal with these chicks, they, at one moment, they're into the situation, you understand? Then the next minute they start thinking too much, and then now they're like, okay, what am I doing? Should I be doing this, all this other dumb shit? You feel what I'm saying? So what you always want to do is you always want to have, in a situation, a girl who is fully, like, really trying to make something happen, you know, just off the bat. Like, she doesn't have to go through this flip-flopping or thinking about it, you know, too much. And this chick seemed like 1 minute, like, she was down, and the next minute she started thinking too much, which is why she backed off. You understand what I'm saying? But they say in the chat room that she played you for a ride. She just wanted to get a ride and shit. So, like you're Uber or something. But the thing is,
I mean, look, as a matter of fact, where we ended up parking at right around the corner was further from where she was going. You know what I'm saying? So after we pretty much had figured, I had established what I wanted.
Right.
I just told her, well, look, man, don't let me slow you down, Slim. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's not really, you know. But this is what killed me, though. She reached in for a hug. Mm-hmm. And I was, like, kind of put off, like, okay, you're going to hop in the whip. You know what I'm saying? You're going to act like you cooperating. And I don't know. That's why I feel like maybe I had revealed too much, like I came on like way too heavy with her.
And why? And
like
my question, wait, I want to ask you something. Why didn't you? So you didn't? Why didn't you try to kiss her or anything like that? You just like so she just came in, y'all talking a little bit, and then you was like, "Yo, just give me some head." That was it.
I mean, I'm definitely not gonna kiss the girl, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I was like feeling on the tips, you know what I'm saying? I was caressing her face and shit, making comments about her sexy lips. She did have some sexy lips,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And I grabbed her hand and I told her, look at what you did. She
right.
said,
so you put it on the joint, right?
You know what I'm saying?
And then so when
kind of, you know, I don't know.
Right, and then so at that point, you was just telling her, "Hey, let's make it happen," and she sort of backed away.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, so I put her hand on the wood, and she was like, "Oh, that ain't me, that's you." He. You
right.
Know what I'm saying?
Right. No,
you know, I wasn't trying to go like really gorilla on her, you know. But
no, you basically,
you know what I'm saying. Sometimes they go for that. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. You basically,
you know what I'm saying.
You basically did everything right. You feel what I'm saying? It's just she had what they call last minute resistance. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they start thinking. They start, oh, should I be doing this? I don't know. You see what I mean? And so a lot of guys, what they try to do is they try to push through that last minute resistance. But I usually say, fuck all that. Like, let her go. You feel what I'm saying? Because you don't want to get into a situation where she feel like you done did something. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, all right, well, you have a good night. Peace out. You feel what I'm saying? So you did what you was supposed to do. You was bold as hell, which is good. You feel what I'm saying? And the fact that she was already coming in the car and flirting with you and doing all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? She was showing some interest, but all that happened was that she fucking, you know, at the end of the day, she chickened out and was like, oh, I can't, all that dumb shit. You know what I mean? So that happens a lot. I've been in situations like that where I'm literally at a girl's house and she's like, oh, I don't know if we should do this type shit. You feel what I'm saying? So I just keep it moving and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But keep up that bold energy though, because that bold energy is gonna get you.
I got you, man. I guess we
Now go ahead. What you were saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel you, but see, no, I was just saying, man. So we win some, we lose some, and it ain't really. I was just overthinking it, like, damn, what did I do? How could I, really have pulled the trigger a little bit more accurately?
Nah, and that's the thing.
Sometimes it's just.
And that's the thing. You will never really know because see, this is the thing that guys do a lot in the game is that they overthink all the situation. They overthink situations. You don't need to overthink it because all you need to do is sort of play within the rhythm. So this is why I was asking you like more of the details because you were playing within the rhythm of the situation. Like you hollered at her. She came in your car. So her coming in your car already. That's a first sign of interest already. She's just hopping in and trying to make something happen. Then you up there like I'm already playing with the titties, and all that. I'm putting the hand on it. You made a hand go in the joint or whatever, and she's still sort of like into it. So you doing everything you're supposed to do. You feel what I'm saying? The thing is sometimes you at a certain point you gotta let it be in the hands of her. Meaning she has to make a decision. She has to. It's almost like if I'm selling you something, I could sell you a fucking suitcase of knives and say, oh, these knives cut glass and they cut everything and they're the best knives ever. I could give you my whole presentation. I could be super cool with it and slick with it, but you still got to make a decision to buy. You feel what I'm saying? So it's only so much you can do at a certain point. You feel what I'm saying? It's just that you got to make sure you're on point with what you're doing so that at least while you're doing what you're doing, you did the best that you could have done in that situation to sort of align everything and make shit line up to a certain extent where it could go somewhere. And then sometimes the chick's going to back away. Sometimes the chick's not going to be fucking with it. You understand? So a lot of times it don't really matter what the hell you did. And then the only part I was talking about earlier is that some guys have this, get laid or die trying attitude. You feel what I'm saying? So since they have that, they try to push it. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when it be some bullshit later on. So you don't want to do that. You feel what I'm saying? So, So it's all good now. But you good though. You good though. I like the bold energy, man. Keep that shit up. There's a lot of dudes. They ain't too.
I'm gonna just share my last thought. I'm gonna just.
Now go ahead.
I'm gonna just thought. There's a fine line between being like too late. I'm saying there's a fine line between being too laid back and like too aggressive.
Right,
like in
right,
my case,
exactly.
Anyways, I know sometimes that laid back really get chasing you, but
right.
Sometimes they really like that real bold, like you say, aggressive, like caveman type of approach.
Mm-hmm. Real talk. It's always a balance.
All right, player man, I'm good, man.
All right, man. I'm gonna holler at you, bro. All right.
All right, pimp, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here later. Okay.
All right, man. Holler. Peace. Yeah, man. My man was bold as hell. Shit was crazy. Who we got up in here? Oh shit, we got Heat and Succeed up in the building. 99 Problems and the bitches, all of them. That's his screen name. Yo, yeah, screen names are hilarious. Oh, crazy. Man, I want to see that Floyd fucking fight, man. Shit. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
Hi, it's from London.
What's going on? What's popping? What's good with you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah, I think if you remember, we spoke like a month ago. I called you like a month ago. One of your last lives, and yeah, we were talking about like, what were we talking about? I completely forgot.
Damn, son, you gotta remember like what's going on. Oh.
Yeah,
now what's going on with you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's just I think there's a little bit of a delay because I'm calling from Skype and all that.
Okay.
But yeah, we were talking about things like trying to get girls in the gym and trying to getting over rejections and all this type of thing.
Right.
In like social clubs and all this stuff. But yeah, I think the first two guys spoke for so long. I was like, I lost my train of thought. I've been trying to call in for like the past hour or something.
Okay.
But yeah, I got in there at the end. What was that?
They saying you high right now.
I mean, I've watched. Sorry?
No, go ahead. What are you saying?
Yeah, I've watched a lot of your tutorials. I mean, it's helped me a lot. I'm still gonna buy the how to have sex with 2 women a day book.
You gotta get that,
stuff,
man.
And what was the other program I forgot?
Dude, you're gonna have to get like a dial-up connection because you keep cutting out.
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
That's so. Okay. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Yeah, basically, my question was like 2 weeks ago. After watching your tutorials, I kind of like pulled a girl for like the first time. Went out with my friends, clubbing and stuff like that.
Nice.
This chick, was kissing and all that stuff. Feeding her up in the club. Got her number. But I think I kind of sensed that maybe because she was quite into me. Like I went and approached her and her mate on the tube because what it was this like bar crawl. Like we were going to like these different venues as a group. So the final venue was like nightclub in central London, and we was all going there on the underground on the metro. And my 2 friends were dating these other girls, and I just went up to these 3 Brazilian chicks and started, just butted into their conversation and started speaking to them and stuff.
Right.
And then ended up getting this chick at the end. But I kind of sensed that she was, because she was into me by quite a lot. Like she was putting her hands in my pockets and all this stuff.
Right.
My friend like wanted to leave the club, and I kind of sensed that she got a bit disappointed. Maybe she wanted me to take her back or something like that. But anyways, I didn't really hear back from her afterwards. Like I got her number, added her on Facebook, but she didn't add me back. So,
right.
But the question I had for you was, I want to like keep up this momentum and start doing games and stuff like that. Because you approach girls in the street. Am I correct?
Right. Well, this is the thing. If you want to keep the momentum up, right, and you gotta be able to put yourself in more situations so that you build your verbal muscle. You understand? So that you build up your tolerance for rejection. You feel what I'm saying? And also so that you have more experiences. I always say more. Positive, beneficial experiences under your belt, because the more that you do, just like you said, you was out, you met some chicks, y'all were making out, you were talking to these other girls or whatever. The more you do that, the more you're going to see, the more you're going to actually get more results, because it's like a domino effect. The more that you put yourself out there, the more you start seeing results, and then the more that motivates you to keep going. You feel what I'm saying? It's almost like if you notice, and I always tell guys this a lot, if you notice, a lot of times when you go outside, when you go out, like let's say you go out this Friday night, right? Usually when you approaching the first girl that you approach that night is usually the hardest girl to approach, because you're coming in fresh for that night. You understand? So you got to get yourself in that zone. So the first girl is usually the hardest. After you approach that first girl, then every other girl becomes easier, because now you've broken that sort of wall of that fear to actually go and approach, because you already did it just now. So now that you did it, then you go approach another girl, you go approach another girl. But what I tell guys this is that, and this helps a lot, is that if you're out and you're approaching girls, you want to make sure that there is only a small window of time between each approach. Because every time you lay back, then that's more anxiety you're building up. So for example, if you approach a girl let's say it's like 8:00 and you approach this one girl, right? And you talk to her for maybe 5 minutes or whatever, and then you should approach another girl literally right after that, and then you talk to her for another 10 minutes, and then you approach another girl like after that. You want to keep it going. What you don't want to do is you approach a girl at 8:00, and then you don't approach another girl till like 9.
2 weeks ago when we went clubbing, usually when we go clubbing, I wear like trousers, shoes, and blazers. Basically, shorts without a tie, and I think it gets quite a lot of attention from girls and stuff like that.
Right.
So, what do you think about?
All right. Well, first, let me talk about the whole thing of like, you know, the feminist and all that stuff, and they talking about, you know, women, and if they know if in the first 10 minutes they want to have sex with you and all this other stuff. Now, see, that's true, and it's also false at the same time. Meaning, a lot of times if a chick she meets you, right, she says to herself, "Oh, I'm feeling this guy." Either she might be attracted to you physically, or she's talking to you and she gets turned on by the type of guy you are, right? Now, at that moment, she's like, "Yes, you know, I want to get with this guy. I want to have sex with him," right? But what you got to understand is that doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to end up having sex with him, because as the night goes on, or even before, you know, from the moment she's talking to him to the moment that sex could happen, there's a whole bunch of other things in the situation that will make her not want to have sex with him. You understand? So it could basically be the way that, you know, he might say something stupid or something goofy that turns her off or offends her or whatever, or makes her feel a certain way, which will make her not want to actually have sex with him now because she's feeling a certain way. You see what I mean? So it's never always just this straightforward thing of, oh, well, yeah, I saw him and I want to have sex with him. Now, in certain cases that can happen, but most of the time, especially when you're dealing with women, it's not as simple as that. And this is what I've been trying to tell guys for the longest. It's really not as simple as that, because there's so many situations where you're almost about to have sex and then something is going to throw the shit off. You understand? It's a whole bunch of shit that'll throw it off to where you won't end up having it. You understand? So that's one. Now, as far as when you were saying or talking about like, you know, things that you can wear or how you dress or whatever, and I actually talk about this in my book, How to Have Sex 2 in a Day. So make sure you guys get that, in How to Have Sex 2 in a Day. I talk about your style and your personal style. So the thing is, it's not necessarily, you know, what you wear. It's more so how comfortable you are in what you're wearing. Now, there are certain things that you can wear that can make you look better. You understand? So you have to sort of figure out what are those things that you wear that make you look your best. But it has to be a combination of you looking your best and you also being comfortable in what you're wearing. So, for example, if I'm wearing a suit, but I don't really like wearing suits a lot, and I'm not really comfortable in the suits, then what's going to happen is that my uncomfortability is going to come off when I'm talking to women. You understand? Because I'm not comfortable in what I'm wearing. You understand? So the thing is, you got to be comfortable in what you're wearing, and you have to wear the things that look best on you. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to make sure it's those two things. You feel me? So, you know. So that's what it is. Yeah. That's definitely what it is. Yeah. You feel me?
That's good. Yeah, but I mean, in your book, I mean, do you? I'm assuming you like go through stuff like that you can use in the street.
Say that again. Say that again. I missed what you were saying. You said it in the street. What happened?
Yeah, you know, in your book, How to Have 2 Women a Day, your ebook. Right. So you go through like openers, like how to open a conversation and stuff like that.
Yeah. Right? So in the book I have a whole chapter talking about in How to Have Sex 2 in a Day. I have a whole chapter on talking about how to approach girls, you know, what to say and all that other stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So like when you're out there, I'll talk about the indirect way, the direct way, certain ways to keep the conversation going, how to close the deal, all that stuff. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but obviously, I mean, you're of the philosophy that it's still important to like keep fit and
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, do you go to the gym? Like, do you lift weights as well?
Yeah, definitely go to the gym. Definitely work out because you still want to be healthy and you want to make sure that your body is fit and that you are, putting yourself together well. Because the thing is, if you're unhealthy or if you don't feel good within yourself, it's going to be hard for you to really go out there and make stuff happen because it all comes from you having that feeling and you feeling good. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
And working out actually helps that go down. You feel what I mean?
All right, thanks. Yeah, can I ask you one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just ask you one more thing quickly? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to watch this live stream back later on because it keeps cutting off.
Yeah, it's like I think they're saying is the connection's kind of crazy. I don't know why the connection's so crazy right now, but go ahead. What you saying?
Yeah. One more thing I want to ask. When you said that you were walking in, when you walk through libraries or something like that, or in parks, and you saw girls sitting, like a group of girls sitting in a booth or something, and you squeezed your way in.
Right.
What do you say? Like, can you give me an example of what you say specifically in that situation? Like, how do you open it?
Right. So basically, if there's a group of girls, like let's say, so the other caller was talking about how he does stuff that seems like uncomfortable situations. So when the girls are in that group and they have their closed off little circle, so what I do is I just go up and I say, hey, excuse me, let me get a seat right here real quick. I'm like, what's up with you ladies? What y'all doing tonight? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. How do you know each other? Who's this? Who's that? What's your name? So I just start getting into, little, regular small talk things. You understand? And then as I'm talking, you understand, I make the situation about the whole group. You understand? So I'm like, how do you know each other? What are you guys doing tonight? What's going on with you? Oh, it's her birthday today. Happy birthday. What'd you guys get her for her birthday present? Blah, 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 blah. So now I'm just having a conversation with the whole group. Now, as I'm in the group, I might see a chick in that group who I'm feeling. And then after I get the group's attention and I'm talking to all the group, then I could focus more on the chick I want to holler at. And usually what I do is I try to, if I can, get myself to sit near the girl I really want to talk to. You feel what I'm saying? Or if I can't do that, I might get up, and then walk around a little bit. And then if I see her again, or I see her like still there, or if she walks to the bathroom, whatever, I just go and grab her and holler at her. You see what I mean? So it's more so whenever you're talking to girls in a group, it's just you interacting with the whole group. And also, and this is the thing, this is key. You have to have the interaction in the sense of you feel like you belong there. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's it. Like, you gotta always have that energy of, and this is what goes for if you're approaching girls, talking to girls, interacting with girls, whatever. It's supposed to be where you feel like you're supposed to be doing this. A lot of times guys, they don't really get shit popping because they feel like they're always interrupting something. They feel like they're always being a bother to the women, and that's the reason why they don't get them, because they always have that thought process.
That's the thing. That comes from,
You see what I mean?
Well,
but yeah, that's how that shit
go.
But
I think. Sorry to interrupt you. But I just wanted to say one more thing and ask one more thing. I think that comes from like these sorts of like Tumblr feminists, like internet feminists and stuff like that. Because I remember there was this other guy, like this other sort of dating coach from Australia.
Right.
That wrote an article last year about approaching women who wear headphones like on the street.
Right.
And once he wrote that, it kind of went viral, and all these feminists like on Facebook, on Tumblr, on Twitter, etc., were like admonishing him and trying to, attack him and stuff like that.
Right. Well, see, that's the thing. You can't listen to none of these feminists out here saying the nonsense and the bullshit. Yeah.
So I like the last couple of said.
Yeah, you can't listen to none of that shit.
You need to attack your like.
But yeah, you can't listen to none of these feminists, these manginas, all that other shit. They just are on a whole bunch of bullshit. So just focus on what you doing in the game. Don't worry about them because they have their own little like goofy agendas. But yo, listen, I gotta take a few more calls because people are calling in like crazy.
All right, cool.
You feel me? But
Yeah.
but definitely,
Okay, cool.
definitely check out the How to Have Sex 2 Women in a Day book so you can
Thanks
you
for the
know
help.
check all that stuff, right?
Okay, dude.
All right, man.
Take care. Thanks.
Peace. What is up with my connection here, people? I don't know what's going on because I'm actually upstate right now. So I'm doing this from a whole nother location. So if the thing is acting janky now, you just gotta watch the playback. You feel what I'm saying? So I apologize for that if the shit is going ridiculous. You feel what I'm saying? But man, these grapes are good as hell. I'm hungry as shit. But anyway, what is going on, people? What else is going on? So the number is 646. Why can I not type in this shit? This live stream is not making me type. Hold on. 646-481-3901. That is the number. I don't know why this stream is fucking up like this. 646. Shit. Yeah, I can't even type the shit, but you guys can call in. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
Yo.
What up? Who's this?
Yo, how's it going, man? Locario?
I'm chilling.
What's going on with you, man?
I'm chilling. What's going on with you?
Alright, man, hanging in there, trying to soak up all this game and everything. Know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's what's up. So what's going on with you?
Yeah, man. Alright, so I asked this question about a while ago on your live stream. It was basically about how to be more charismatic around women.
Right.
And I basically want you to expand on that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because usually when I'm around women and everything, it's they always look at me and just oh, whatever. But when some other dude walks in, it's oh, hey, what's up? So I want to know how do you gain that charismatic edge? You know what I mean?
Right. Well, the thing is this, man. When you're charismatic, all being having that charisma, right? It all comes from you sort of being in the moment and excited about the moment and energetic in that moment, or having that presence in the moment. See, it's almost like anything else. It's like think about a time when you're excited about something, or you're feeling happy, or you're feeling you just have that feeling of I'm on top of the world type of shit. A lot of people who are charismatic usually are happy people. You understand what I'm saying? Usually. You have some people who aren't, and they're just good at talking and saying shit like that. But usually it's people who just feel good about themselves. So the charisma, really, when you see someone who's charismatic, all you're doing is recognizing the positivity and the happiness within someone else. You see what I'm saying? So this is why you see them and you're like, damn, this guy's so charismatic, so he has all the charisma. So it's really all about you being or feeling good about your situation and feeling good about yourself, having that value, understanding that you're valuable, and all that stuff sort of comes out naturally. It's not anything that it's not really something you was a formula or anything. It's not anything that you do that's gonna make you there's this step to being charismatic. It's not really anything like that. It's more so it comes through naturally within how you put yourself out there. You feel what I'm saying?
So it's a feeling that you get naturally.
Right.
Natural feeling that you just feel in the moment.
Right, because the thing is this, is that when we're talking about it in the context of dealing with women, right? What you got to understand is that the charisma that you display when you're talking to a girl, right, usually comes naturally. Especially when you're really feeling the chick. You understand? So you already have this feeling of, oh, I'm feeling good and I'm feeling great and I'm having fun because I'm talking to this chick, right? Now, if you're talking to a girl you're really feeling, versus you're talking to a girl who's she's okay, but you're whatever, right? The girl who you're really feeling, a lot of times you might be a little bit more charismatic towards her because you are excited more to try to deal with her and get with her. You see what I'm saying? So a lot more, and this is only if you're nervous or if you're like scared of rejection or whatever, then it's not gonna work anyway. But if you're just cool, calm, and collected, and you're actually talking to this girl, the fact that you're excited about talking to her and interacting with her, and then she's being responsive to you and she's cooperating with you, that charisma is gonna come out naturally. Because what happens is that since you're in the moment trying to get with her and fuck with her, what happens on a subconscious level is that you're actually focused on making the thing happen. You see what I mean? And it's hard to explain it because it's like it's hard to put into words the feeling. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's something you have to experience while it's happening, and then you look back on it and you can say, oh shit, like I was on some charismatic shit when I was dealing with that girl. You see what I mean? And so it's something that happens in the moment, and it's almost like when I had a dude the other day email me. He was asking me about romance. He was like, how do you be romantic and what's romance and all this other stuff? And I was telling him that romance is created in the moment, and then you look back on it and you say, oh, that shit was romantic, or the girl will say that shit was romantic. Like you can try to, this is why I don't like Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is trying to put romance in a formula, which you can't do. You feel what I'm saying? Because you trying to be romantic in itself isn't romantic. You see what I mean? The romance comes from the result of it being spontaneous and something just sort of happened. It's like you was at a coffee shop, you bumped into this girl, she bumped into you, y'all looked at each other, you said sorry, then y'all started talking, and then y'all drank coffee together, y'all were flirting, and then she goes home to her girlfriends, like afterwards, y'all probably like made out or something. She's like, oh, I met this guy, it was so romantic, we was drinking coffee, we took a walk by the park, and blah, blah, blah. You see what I mean? So it happened naturally. So the same thing with being charismatic. It's something that happens literally within the situation that you're in, because you being charismatic and having that charisma comes from you having that feeling within yourself depending on being in the moment of that situation. You see what I'm saying? So then as you've been talking to the girl, you've been spitting at her, you've been like hollering at her, and y'all going back and forth and she's feeling you, then you're like, oh shit, like after all of that is done, and let's say you got her information, you got her number, you might look back and be like, damn, I was mad smooth when I was talking shit earlier. You feel what I'm saying? Like everything you see what I mean?
That's basically why you say, yeah.
Right, and that's why I tell dudes,
exactly.
You gotta practice.
So that's basically why you say the truth is inside you.
Exactly.
Because it's like up to you. Yeah.
Right, exactly. That's basically what we talk about when we say the truth is inside you. All of this shit, you know, that the things that you want to say and the things that you want to express and the way you really feel is gonna be there. It's there. It has to be brought out. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right, I see.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate it, Locario.
Definitely, man. I'll let you. All right, peace.
All right, man. Take care. All right, peace.
Man, I don't know what's going on with the stream. I'm looking at the bar and it's saying 1 minute this shit is flowing and the next minute the shit is not. All right, who is this? What's going on? Who's this?
Yeah.
Yo, what up? Who's this?
This is Mike Gates from Chicago.
What's going on with you?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Man, I'm just getting that knowledge with you, man. Hey, man.
That's what's up.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hey, man, that shorty's on top, man. The little shorty's getting that game, that Miles' son. But check this out, though. Man, I wish I had that knowledge at that age. But check this out, though, man. I allowed myself to be suckered, man. Never would I allow a female to leak shit.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what happened?
What happened?
This female said she wanted to take a little ride and drink, man. I caught me a DUI.
She said she wanted to do what?
She wanted to take a little ride, you know, go play, what you call that, pool, whatever. I caught my ass a DUI, and guess what? Of course, she left like nothing.
Wow. See, so you gotta That's what happens when you be doing shit when chicks tell you to do it. You're not doing shit that you want to do and following your own shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I learned my lesson. They deceive.
That's what you got to do, man. You got to do your own thing. Anytime you following these chicks, you're going down the wrong path. You feel what I'm saying?
It's all good though, but yeah, man, I'm gonna get my license next month. But I learned my lesson though. I learned my lesson.
That's what's up. But yo, don't let these chicks get you in a fucking into some bullshit, because then you ain't got no one to blame but yourself. It ain't her fault. It's always your fault if you following some chick and making some crazy shit happen. You feel me? But yo, listen.
Right, but now I know better. I lead and manage. I manage the whole thing, from the drink to the food to the setting to the music. Everything I control.
Exactly. Real talk. But yo, let me get a few more of these calls in before we end it out. All right, I'm gonna holler at you, bro. All right.
All right. Taking much love.
All right, bro.
All right,
peace. Man, we got so many people calling in, and I think the stream is back. This shit keep coming back up and back in. I don't know, but McCann Cornell, the number is 646-481-3901. I do not know why this fucking thing won't let me type in the goddamn thing. What's poppin'? Who's calling?
Yo, what's up, Mr. Locario?
What up? What's going on? Who's this?
He didn't succeed.
Oh shit, my man, he didn't succeed. What's going on with you, bro?
I'm chilling now. I'm doing good, man. Just relaxing.
What's up? What's going on with you?
I had a question, man. Since I know you have a lot of experience, so I gotta ask you.
Mm-hmm.
What is the deal with women who are stuck up and they give you attitude?
Mm-hmm.
So they give you that whole vibe that they're better than you, and then they do that one moment, and then they show that they're insecure.
Right.
They do certain things that show they're insecure the next moment.
Right. Well, that's because they have always been insecure the whole time. Like, a woman acting stuck up is a sign of her being insecure. You understand what I'm saying? The stuck upness it's a mask. It's something that she's doing and acting in a certain way because she wants to feel like she's better than you, so that she can feel good about herself. You understand what I'm saying? So a chick who's confident and a chick who likes herself has no reason to be stuck up. You understand what I'm saying? The point of being stuck up or having that stuck up attitude has to do with you not being happy with yourself, you being fucking miserable. So the thing is, you don't want to take any of that personally. You see what I'm saying? Because when you take it personally, you start internalizing it and you think, oh, well, maybe I did something wrong, or maybe she doesn't like me because of this and because of that. But the fact that she's being stuck up is just showing her character. Because I always say this, always look at how a woman responds to you just in general, but also look at how she rejects you. It'll show you the type of woman she is. If a chick rejects you and she's nasty about it, right, that's usually because she's insecure and she got an attitude problem, she got issues. You understand? A chick who's a cool chick, she'll reject you in a way where it doesn't even feel like anything, it doesn't feel like nothing bad. It almost feels like, okay, like she's cool. Like I feel good that I talked to her, because even though I didn't get her, it's cool that we had the conversation because she's actually being a cool chick. Now, the only time a chick will be nasty to you if and she's not stuck or whatever, is if you keep being thirsty about it. Like, let's say you try to holler at a chick and you keep pestering her, then she might get a little attitude. But if you're just talking to her regular and she's acting stuck up or she got an attitude, whatever, that's usually because she has issues and she's insecure. So don't even worry about those. You just gotta bypass those chicks. You gotta just kick them chicks to the curb, like, and just keep it moving, because that's just how they are. You feel what I'm saying? That's all that is. Like, don't worry about no.
Yeah, even if they're bad, though, right?
We say it again.
So even if the chick is like, she looks good.
Yeah, it don't matter how she looks.
Because I've experienced this.
It don't matter how she looks. You know what I'm saying? If she's acting like a bitch, then it's done. You feel what I'm saying? It don't matter how she looks, because the thing is that you're gonna have girls who look good and they stuck up. You have girls who don't look good and they stuck up. You know, or they average or whatever. It's just depending on the chick. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have chicks who look good who are cool.
Yeah, I've experienced
Go ahead, what you saying? Hello,
Yeah, those are
you
your points,
there?
bro.
You
I
still
was
there?
gonna ask you, do you, because I listen to Steve Dean Williams too, and he said that he has a girl on his show called named Maria, and he said that, and I want to know if you, because you have a lot of experience, so I gotta ask you, what is it? Do you agree that what Steve Williams said? He said that certain hot girls, they actually get ignored and less attention, and they don't really get guys talking to them or giving them attention or just talking to them. Do you agree that when a girl is hot, that she gets less attention?
Well, this is the thing. A girl who's hot, right? Usually, like that, most guys will think is hot.
Yep.
Like, you know, that most guys will say she's a 10 or whatever. It's not necessarily she gets less attention, but she might get approached less. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's a difference. So she'll walk into a room or walk into a store or a bar or whatever, and dudes will check her out. They'll look at her. You understand? They'll be, you know, trying to see her and all that, look at her. But most guys aren't going to approach her. You see what I mean? So, like, if a chick goes into a bar and she's hot, like let's say she's like, you know, just imagine the hottest chick you ever seen or whatever. She goes into a bar with one of her friends or whatever, and let's say there's 100 guys in there. 90 of the dudes in there is just gonna look at her. You understand? Then you're gonna have the other 10 who might go up to her, and I'm saying might because all 10 of them ain't gonna go up to her. You're gonna have maybe 5 of them that's gonna sort of lurk around her. They're gonna stand near her. They're gonna stand close to her, look at her. They're probably stand in the bar, look at her. Then you're gonna only have 5 guys who are gonna go and approach her because those 5 guys are confident and they're not scared to talk to her. The other 90-something% of guys, they're scared to approach her. So the really hot girls a lot of times don't get approached that much, and this is why when you have a guy who most people would say isn't that good looking approach that hot girl, she'll sometimes be receptive to him because he approached. You understand? He had the balls to approach. And also what you got to understand is some of these hot girls don't think they're as hot as you think they are. So they don't see themselves as the hot girl like that. They still have insecurities too. In fact, a lot of them, they'll think they're pretty or they'll think they're, you know, somewhat attractive. But the thing is, based off of the amount of guys that's hollering at them, they still have insecurities because they're thinking, well, I don't get a lot of guys coming up to me or whatever that much. You see what I'm saying? Because since guys think they're that hot, they get scared to do it. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what happens too. Like, and this is why I tell you guys,
that women base their self-esteem off the amount of attention they get.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
And the amount of approaches they get, that they base their self-esteem on that.
So yeah, they'll base their self-esteem on the type of guys that approach them. They'll base their self-esteem on how many guys approach them, and also how many guys are checking them out. But see, this is the thing: they're gonna have more guys checking them out than approaching them. But what happens is that they are always still they're looking at what's actually happening and not why it's happening. So what that means is their insecurity comes from the fact that they see all these guys maybe check them out or look at them, but then a lot of guys don't approach. So they're thinking, well, this guy must not like me if he didn't approach me. That's how they think. They don't think, oh, this guy's not approaching me because he's scared and he's intimidated by my beauty. They don't think about it like that. They think, all they see is the guy's not approaching, he doesn't like me because he's not approaching. You see what I'm saying? And so that's how they think. So they think, well, if he's not approaching me, he must not like me. And then therefore, I must not be as pretty as I think. There must be something wrong with me. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how they think a lot. So again, this is why a guy who's, you know, some would say is average looking could go up to that chick, holler at her, spit game to her, and she'll be receptive to him. You see what I mean? Because he's actually going to do it. While the other guys are scared they're sitting on the sidelines. You feel what I'm saying? And this is why I tell you guys, go and approach any girl you see.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to, you know, be scared about this shit. Now again, there's gonna be girls who you approach who look good or whatever, who you think is hot, and you might not be their type. Or what happens is that a lot of these girls still get from the guys that do approach them, they still get approached by certain guys who are kind of like dusty type of loser type of dudes. You see what I'm saying? So they're still rejecting certain dudes because those loser type of dudes are brave enough to go and say something. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like they're annoyed by it. You know what I mean? So you know.
So do you agree with Steve Williams
About them not getting approached that much?
Yeah, because he said that he went to a bar one time, and then he said that like a 15 walked in, and then it was like when she walked in, it was like Moses parting the seas because nobody like touched her. You know what I'm saying? Nobody like walked up to her.
Right? Yeah. I agree. That happens
a lot. It was like
a lot.
giving a cat milk. He said.
I agree. That happens a lot. No, just keep it. It's cool. Like we'll be fine. No, that happens a lot. Like where like I said, the hot girl comes in and dudes, they just don't talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're scared. You understand? Because most guys are thinking, well, she's out of my league. She's too hot. I can't. Why would she want me? That's how guys think. And then she's thinking, you know, damn, how come none of these guys ain't saying nothing to me? Because there's so many girls that I've talked to who most guys would say is really hot, and I say to them, I say, yo, you know, I know you probably got like dudes knocking down your door, whatever, and she'll be like, oh, and I've heard this so many times. She's like, oh, well, you know, a lot of guys don't approach me like that, and I don't get that many guys approaching me. And so you're thinking like, damn, but this chick is hot, like, why? You know what I mean? And it's like, but it makes sense because most guys are scared to approach. Most guys are scared to approach women, period. So if they see a really hot girl, they're like, well, I'm not going to do it. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I'll say it like this. I say only maybe 15 to about 25% of men actually go and approach chicks. Most dudes don't approach women. You got to understand that. Most guys don't approach women. Most guys meet chicks through the internet or through their social circle. You understand? Most guys don't go out and run up on chicks in the street or at the bar and approach. Most guys don't do it. There's only a small amount of guys that do that shit. You see what I'm saying? Most guys will check a girl out and look at her and stare at her, but they don't approach. You see what I mean? So you know, that's how it happens.
Yeah, but isn't what you said? Isn't that kind of like contradicting yourself? Mm. What you said, isn't that kind of contradicting yourself? Because isn't that a form of simping when you're telling, hey, girl, you know, don't you have a lot of guys knocking down your door?
No, that's not simping. Simping is bending over backwards to please women. You feel what I'm saying? If I'm having a
compliment that you're blowing her ego up.
No, I'm having a conversation. No. See, this is what you got to understand. You have to understand. When I'm having remember, I'm a dating coach. So I also talk to women and people for research. So when I'm talking to her, I'm actually having a conversation with her. So I'm saying, yo, you must have a lot of dudes hollering at you because you're hot. So, and I say that to a lot of girls who are really hot because I want to see their reaction. And so this is what I'm telling you. A lot of them are telling me they don't get a lot of dudes hollering. A lot of times girls show me their inboxes in their online dating sites. And a lot of girls will tell me, yo, these guys out here, they'll be talking to me back and forth, but they don't set a date or nothing. And so a lot of this stuff I didn't know until I did research. You see what I'm saying? And this is why I do the research to bring it back to you guys to tell you, hey, these girls out here, this is what they're experiencing with dudes. If you want to stand out and get more chicks, this is what you do. If you're trying to hit up a girl online, make sure you plan the date immediately because most guys aren't doing that. So all the stuff I'm talking about is in research. Now, if I was talking to a hot chick and I was talking to her and I said, hey girl, you know, oh my God, you're so hot. You know, I wish I could get with you because you're just so beautiful. And, you know, I would love if a woman like you would get with me because I know you got like a whole bunch of guys trying to get with you. And I would just love the opportunity to get that simping. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about the context. You see what I mean? So in a specific context, if I'm just having a conversation, that's not simping. You see what I mean? You gotta know the definitions of these things so that you don't get confused. Because go ahead, what you saying?
Yeah, because I thought about saying that to certain women, but like, oh, you know, like, damn, you know, are you an Instagram model or something like that? Mm-hmm. But I know that would never work. and I didn't.
No, but that's what. No, see, this is what I'm saying. That can work in a specific. It's all about context. Okay, like for example, if let's say if your mom or you said, hey, you're handsome, but let's say a hot chick at a club goes up to you and says, hey, you're handsome, right? They said the same shit, but it's in two different contexts. One is your mom saying it, so you're like, well, you're my mom. Who gives a fuck if you think I'm handsome? You're gonna tell me I'm handsome. But this chick in the club who I don't know, who's hot, who seems like she's trying to flirt with me, she's telling me I'm handsome. It's two different things, literally same words. So what I'm saying is that if you go up to a chick and say, yo, you an Instagram model? And she's like, no, and I'm like, and you'd be like, well, damn, you should because you got this look, blah, blah, blah. What's your name? How you doing? What you doing this Friday? Let's get together, right? Now, that's one way of doing it. Then you can have a guy say, hey, miss, you an Instagram model? And she's like, no. And he's like, oh, man, I think, you should definitely be a model because I think you're the sexiest woman ever that I ever seen in my life. And it would just be like, I've never been out with a girl who's as sexy as you. Like, would you mind like coming out with me one day and getting that? You see what I mean? There's two different ways of doing it. You're both said, hey, you an Instagram model, but how you go about it matters. That's what I'm saying. And that's what we mean by game, because game is strategy. You have one strategy where you're sounding like a fucking simp who's never talked to a woman before, and you're like, oh my gosh, she's the greatest thing on earth. Then you have another strategy where you're saying pretty much the same thing. You're sort of giving her that compliment, but you're following it up by being flirtatious and doing that stuff. So that's what I'm saying. It's a different thing depending on the context of the situation. You see what I mean? So the thing that confuses guys in the game is that they're always there's not this one size fits all type of thing. So for example, you might even a person might say, don't buy women drinks, right? Just in general, you say don't buy women drinks. But what we're saying is, if you walk into a club and you just meet a girl for the first time, don't buy her a drink and say, hey, let me get you a drink, girl, blah, 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 because now you're trying to get her a drink just so you can talk. But if you're actually on a date with a girl, you could buy her a drink because it's a date. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing of buying a woman a drink is two different situations. You see what I'm saying? So you got to know what's the context of the situation you're in, and then that's going to let you know what or how you should go about the situation and make shit happen. So because technically you can say anything you want to a girl, it's just how you say it and in the context of what what you're saying. You see what I mean? So that's what it all depends on. So it's not necessarily like, oh, you can't say this or you can't say that. It's more so, why are you saying it? How are you saying it? And what's the reason you're saying this? You see what I mean? So that's what it is, bro. But yeah, that's how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
Appreciate it, man.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. Man.
All right, this is Locario.
All right, man. I'm holler at you, bro.
Appreciate it.
All right, peace.
All right. Peace.
All right. That's my dude, He Didn't Succeed. All right, so we got like 15 minutes left. And then I gotta we're gonna do the Steve the Dean and Mr. Locario, the Dating Advice Hour show. So make sure you guys subscribe to Steve the Dean and make that happen. And I don't know, this fucking internet is just like it's crazy today. So if you guys are not getting if the stream's going slow, the playback is on point. The playback is always on point, usually. So, you can make that happen. But yeah, you guys got to remember to get How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Get the ebook or the hard copy. The hard copy. It fits right in your pocket, man. This is so, you can just go and have it on the go. And make sure you guys, go to and check out the 30-minute game sessions. All right? What's going on? Who's this?
Yo.
What up? Who this?
Hello.
What up? Who's this?
Yo, is this Locario?
Yeah, this me.
Is this Locario?
This me. What's going on?
Hey, what up, man? This is Franco from Miami.
What's going on with you?
Nothing much, man. Just tuned in right now, and I'm appreciating everything that you're going over with the guys, and I just wanted to see if maybe my question could help somebody out over there as well.
All right, cool. What's going on with you?
So here's my question. I've experienced, because I'm a local DJ in Miami,
Mm-hmm.
and I've hooked up with like a few models out here.
Right.
But so, like what's happened to me is that like I would hook up with them, and then like a day later I'll get blocked. For example, like they'll just block my number and be like, "Sorry, I can't talk to you anymore." And I'm just like weirded out because
Right.
I'm like, I don't think I did anything like out of the ordinary. You know what I mean?
Right. So you're basically saying that when you say hook up, you talking about having sex with them?
What I mean by hook up is like either make out or maybe it got to a point where we could have had sex, but like the logistics weren't exactly like perfect. So I'm gonna say no, I didn't have sex with them.
Right.
But it got very close to it, but it didn't happen because of the logistics or whatever.
Right.
And then like the next day, it's like, oh, can't talk to you anymore. Sorry.
Right. Well, usually why that happens is two reasons. Usually, it's it could be other reasons, but the main two reasons why that happens is one, she felt weird about it the next day, meaning she felt guilty for kissing you and doing all that other shit and getting all touchy-feely with you, right? That's one. Or two, the second reason is she probably has a boyfriend. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times women will cheat on their man with you, and then she's like, like now she don't want you to contact her because she doesn't want any trace of her cheating. You see what I'm saying? So she just sort of like blocks you, or she doesn't return your calls or whatever it is like that. You see what I'm saying? So those are usually
the first one.
Yeah, the first.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so the first one is she feels regret for doing it, and the second reason is she probably has a boyfriend. You see what I'm saying? And so the first one, her feeling regret, and this usually happens when you have sex with a girl, but it could also happen with her making out and doing all this other stuff. She feels embarrassed for doing what she did with you. You see what I'm saying? And so she doesn't want to have to bother to deal with you after that. You see what I'm saying? So, are you still there?
Yeah, like the first one, like the first that happened with, she had a boyfriend, but
right.
But she was like so like crazy down. It's just the logistics at the moment weren't like in favor.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like I've had experiences with type, like 10, where like we're about to hook up and everything's about to go down. Like the other night, I was out. I pulled this other model, and we pretty much like we hung out. I built comfort for a few hours. Like we were at the club, we were just chatting on the couch, and then from there, like I took her home. We made out. Stopped by to grab something to eat on the way. Then I was dropping her off at her apartment. She had just moved to Miami, and I didn't really I didn't feel like I should have like really pushed harder to like try to get into her apartment if she wasn't like really inviting me to do that. But like she was like, I don't know, just the vibe was just like, I guess she was just too scared or something. But I was dropping her off anyways, and I was just like being a gentleman about it. And even though like we made out and everything. Then she kisses me, right? She makes out with me in my car, and then I'm like, all right. She's like, all right, well, I'll let you know when I'm all in and we get hang out. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I wait a couple of days, and then in the evening I hit her up, like on like Sunday evening I hit her up a couple times, and she just like blocked me straight up after that. I'm like, what?
Right, and so that's
like
that's what I'm saying. She probably had a man, or she felt. See, that's the thing. Women, they start thinking too much about the situation after the fact. You see what I'm saying? So that's what happened with. That's probably what happened with you. Either she has a man, or she's thinking about how she looked to you in the situation, and she doesn't want to have to, deal with that situation. You see what I mean? Because also too, what happens is when you do something with a chick, she thinks that you are going to look at her a certain way. You see what I mean? And she doesn't want you to have to do that, so therefore she just retreats from the situation. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was gonna say, so like, what would be like a good solution to prevent that from happening if I'm doing everything in my book, like building comfort, physicality, escalation, social proof. Like I have all that out here, you know. It's like still, like damn, like what am I doing wrong, you know?
Well, you need to. Well, I would say this: you need to have your logistics set up a little better. You feel what I'm saying? As far as you being able to actually start smashing the chicks, you know, have somewhere to take them, right? And yeah, that's one thing. But also too, when you like, let's say, once you finish making out with these girls, whatever, are you contacting them like how? Because you're saying you're contacting them and they're just blocking you, or do you have like a back and forth for a little while, then they block you? Like how does that work? Like you just start contacting them right after, and then they just don't respond? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like maybe I'll hit them up like the next day or the 2 days later, and I'll just kind of just be like, "Hey, what's up?" Or like kind of like try to bring something up from like what we were doing, and then it's like, it just goes dead. It just goes flat, and I'm like, how do I make it so that like I'm comfortable in my own skin, meeting them and building comfort and escalation and maybe getting a make out or
well, that's the
hands,
thing,
whatever.
And that's the thing I was saying.
So like maybe.
No, that's the thing I was saying earlier is that you gotta have your logistics in place to where you can smash, because unfortunately there's gonna be times where you are only gonna get that one day with the chick. You feel what I'm saying? There's gonna be chicks who you deal with that's it. Like you just smash them that one time and that's it. You feel what I'm saying? But there's gonna be other chicks who are gonna be responsive to you. If you get with them. So you got to just talk to more women and deal with those women who are going to be responsive to you. There's always going to be the chicks who, no matter how much of a good time you thought you had, or no matter how much you thought she liked you, she can still ghost on you. And for a number of different reasons. But the main ones usually is she got a man, or she regretted it. You feel what I'm saying? So you need to make sure that you setting up logistics to where you can be able to smash that night, because you may never see the girl again. Because I've been in that situation plenty of times where I'm like, we kissing, we making everything's cool, and then it's like, oh, I'll just catch her tomorrow, next week, whatever, and then I never see the girl again. You see what I mean? So I learned that you have to, a lot of times, be able to do it at that moment. And you can't really tell if a girl's going to hit you back or not. Like, you just don't know, because there's so many different variables as to why she's not getting back to you. It could be like she started getting back with her ex or whatever the hell it is. You don't know. You feel what I'm saying? So don't worry too much about that. Just worry about trying to get shit popping when you have the girl with you. It's almost like. Go ahead. What are you saying?
It's almost like smashing the same night is like the ultimate investment on her behalf. For making future plans, for like actually having some kind of like ongoing thing later.
Well, not like, really though.
Smash,
not
like,
really.
I smash. Now I have to like kind of keep up.
No, but that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Not really though, because you can. When I'm telling you to smash that night, I'm saying because she's ready that night, like at that moment. You see what I'm saying? So, but the smashing that night doesn't necessarily guarantee that she'll see you the next day or see you the next week. You see what I mean? But what I'm saying is that at least if you don't see her the next week or the next days or whatever, at least you got to smash. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, that just worry about trying to make that happen.
Yeah, no, I totally hear you.
Right. Because your concern is you're trying to see if you can get a girl to keep seeing you. Like you want to keep seeing them, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right. So what you got to understand is there's going to be certain girls who you're not going to see, and there's going to be certain girls who you'll continue to see. But what I'm saying is that there's no real way to know. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is why you just gotta have to continuously interact with different girls, because let's say if this week or something you talk to like 7 or 8 girls, you know, maybe 2 or 3 of them might get back to you. The other ones might not. You see what I mean? It's just, that's just how the game goes. But the more girls you interact with, the more you're gonna run into girls who actually want to get back to you. Girls who probably don't got a boyfriend. Girls who are feeling you to the point where they want to see you again. But you have to be able to put yourself in situations where you have more access to women. So some of those women will get back to you. Some of those women won't get back to you. But what I'm saying is that you will never have any concrete way to see if a girl gonna get back to you. Because even if a girl says to you, like I've been on dates where girls were like, oh my God, I had such a great time. You know, I really want to see you again. This is what she's telling me. I really want to see you again. When are you free? Like, she's like really trying to make it happen. And then I never see this chick again. You see what I'm saying? So it's just how it goes. That's part of the game.
Yeah.
You feel what I mean? So it is what it is, man. So don't worry about that shit. But yo, listen, I got to get the hell up out of here and you know, we doing the next show, the Steve the Dean show. But thanks for the call, bro. I'm gonna holler at you later, all right?
Hey man, thanks a lot for everything. I really appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Good luck with everything, and I'm definitely gonna be keeping up with you.
No problem. I'll holler at you later. Peace. All right, people, that is it. I'm done. Make sure you check me out next at 6 o'clock on the Dating Advice Hour with me and Steve the Dean Williams. Make sure you go and subscribe to his channel. And I want to shout out everybody up in the building. He Didn't Succeed, McCann Cornell, Jermaine Jones. Who else we got in the building? Like Squad, Eat My Booty, Pause, Staying Ready, John Wicker. Who else we got up in here? 2017 Business. Greg John. Y'all calling me like crazy. I can't even take no more calls right now because I got to get up out of here. Darrell, Sticky E. Who else we had up in here? Mike Gates, 99 Problems, a Bitches, All of Them. That screen name is fucking hilarious. Who else we got up in here? Shit. Got a lot of people. Dre the Great. All y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in. And remember, MrLocario.com. Get How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day, the ebook and the hard copy. Also, make sure you sign up for the 30-minute game sessions. Click the link below to sign up for the 30-minute game sessions. And this is why you need to sign up for the game sessions. I got people calling in right now. If we don't got no more time, if you want to get your stuff popping off with any dating questions you have, make sure you sign up for the 30-minute game sessions. The link is going to be in the bottom of this video. And remember that if you sign up before September 1st, 2017, you are going to get an extra half-an-hour session for free. You feel me? So that's pretty much it. I'm out of here, guys. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.